Okay, good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Good evening, sir.
Okay, you can see the screen. Is that so, right? Can you see the screen also? Hello?
Yes, we can see the screen, sir.
Okay, that's what I'm waiting for your response. That's all.
No one is speaking.
Yeah, that's all. That's all.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you
sir.
very much.
Okay.
Okay. Now, yeah, our topic today is also related with the uh, same idea, education philosophy. Right. Now, when you look at this, there are two aspects or two sides where we can just concentrate. One is individual. Individually, how the perspective is, affecting. The other one is society. How, as a society, this education, this concept is, influencing. First of all, that we just concentrate on the particular one, individual perspective. And now, when you look at this, these are, very basic things that you know already, but better to, brush it up once again. Balanced personality development. Uh, the other day also we discussed, one of the lady from the audience, she told about the emotion intelligence and all. Yeah, what you say is correct. And it's a balanced development. Personality development should be balanced. Otherwise, there will be a sort of a malpractice of the behavior. So, acquisition of knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Now, look at this word contemporary needs. You always needs vary according to the time and the time duration and the background and the environment. So, I think these contemporary needs are very important. So, we also should be able to change positively our attitudes in order to occupy ourselves, accommodate ourselves regarding the contemporary needs. Third one, character development. So we give more attention for this third one because this affective domain, what I just always emphasize this particular word, affective domain. If it is there is a lack of this affective domain, then the problems crop up. So thereby, if the character development is concerned, it's very important. Socialization of the individual. There are certain people, who are not socialized. If you are educated one, you should be socialized well. If your little ones, your students are socialized individually, then they can cope up with the society. There are certain people in my life also, I have met several, they are like outdated. People don't like to speak with those people. People don't like to cope up with those people. Sometimes whatever level students I have seen, all the others are penalizing, rejecting. Why? Because they are not socialized. They don't know how to do a teamwork. They don't know how to go to the canteen with the other people. Everything, each and everything, I have a lot of experience. So I think most of you are experienced teachers here. You also have in your students that you might have met lot, like the people who lack of socialization. So as teachers, we ourselves also should be able to socialize, and also our little ones, people that whom we are imparting our knowledge, they also should be socialized. So lack of socialization is a big problem to especially education. Citizenship training, once again, individual basis. It is, number 4 is more or less the same like number 5. Citizenship training. To be a good citizen. there should be a training, like in our day-to-day life. From our first agent in our socialization is the family. You know it. And secondly, our religious places sometimes, preschool and all. So the citizen is always brought up, citizenship is brought up from the very, old age, very, very early age to the old age. Citizenship training. This number 6 is very much important to Sri Lankan society as well now. So acquisition of the self-knowledge. Now most of the when I have a problem with the digital thing, some of you are very youngsters, I know personally. I have heard from the campus, yes, sir. And you are very clever in this digital world. I'm very poor to a certain extent, right? In comparison with you people. There are acquisition of self-knowledge. That's very important, the self-knowledge. Really. Is my voice not audible, my dear?
It's enough, audible enough, sir.
Maybe now somebody has written like, some problem is there. Maybe Puta, now, maybe the defect is with you, your laptop or the phone.
Someone
yeah.
else's mic is also on.
Yeah, is there any problem? Regarding my voice? No. Right, thank you. Maybe then that particular gentleman or the lady might have a problem with your audio or I don't know, this digital. If any other person can't hear me, please let me know. Then maybe my fault. Maybe I have to just do something. Okay. Right. Now, acquisition of self-knowledge. What I just told is, now in my age, I think you all are very, young to me, younger to me. You know, when there is a problem. Is that so?
යන්නේ කන්නේ එනකොට පොඩ ඉඳලා ඉංගියත් වඩන්නේ නැහැ.
Any other problem? Gayani Mrs. Tay, I think maybe off your microphone. No. Somebody, yeah. Shafiq sir is telling you are audible enough, sir. Voice is also clear to me. Any other problem with regarding this? Can you please give you a comment? Is there any problem with my voice and the session? Especially audible. Is it audible, right?
Sir, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe all can hear you, sir.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Okay.
So, okay, let me continue then. Self-knowledge, when I have a problem, I always get the help of my little ones or one of my friends. When my little ones, when they have problems, they are like youngsters, my little ones. When they have problems, they never ask me. Not digital, anything. What they do is they just go to the internet and self-directed learning. I personally believe that's a very, new thing to me. It's very alien to me. I don't know how to do it. Then and there, I also just go for the ChatGPT and certain, websites and get my, problem solved. Anything when problem crop up, the younger generation, including yourself, some of you, have the tendency for the self-directed learning through internet. That is what it is said, individual education here. So we discussed last week learning to be lifelong learning. Lifelong learning, I discussed a little bit more also. Can you remember now? It's something like it will never end up. It's throughout the entire life that you should do. Like Aristotle told, like up to 55 sometimes, the formal education. Keep on going. So some people have still, they are like more than 80 years, still that they refer the books. They are still referring the books and all. Avid learners, avid, readers. So, there are certain guys like that. So development of the ability to live with others. And some are really individually, they have more tendency towards the peace. They have more tendency towards the peace. So this is very important to understand. Very important to understand, right? Education for peace. Education for peace is something we always concentrate on the peace. Now, imagine that your classroom, maybe there are people who have more tendency to fight. For no reason, they have the tendency to fight. They are always, full of cauldron of arguments. They are having cauldron of arguments. Always have the tendency to fight and argue and all. But there may be one, two guys who are always, keep up with the peace. Even in this audience, including myself, we all are different. We are diverse characters. Some of the people are very aggressive for no reason. Some people, although a lot of things are done to that particular individual, the fellow is keeping peace. See the characters, how we are. Same society we are brought up. Same school that we are brought up. In the same environment. Same mosque or the church or the temple or the kovil we are going. But people are different. So education for peace is such. So if you are a person individually who are very keen on this peace, that is the very thing that is wanted in the society. Society is in a hunger. Society is in a thirst. For what? For peace. Especially in Sri Lankan society. I firmly believe, personally believe, now these conflicts and all those things are enough. Religious conflicts, racial-wise conflicts, that's enough. So I suppose this particular thing, education for peace, should be more inculcated, more concentrated. So I think that's very important to understand that. Okay, let me go to the next one. This is society education. How does the society expect? From the perspective of society education. So individual expectations we discussed. Conservation of society. Conservation of society. So this conservation, this particular concept is very important everywhere. That is not stingy, but it's thrifty. There's a difference between thrifty and the stingy. Can anyone explain me? You have heard the word thriftiness? THRIFTNESS. See the difference, refer the dictionary and let me know later. Stingy and thriftiness. Now, I think conservation of society more towards the thriftiness rather than the stingy. As a society, we should learn this. Listen, thriftiness. THRIFTNESS. Thriftiness. If we are so thrifty, as a society, we just go high. But once we are so stingy, we just go low. but more or less the same idea, more or less the same idea. Yeah, social progress. Social progress is also very important as a society. Otherwise, the entire society is, still remaining and stagnating. So society can't be stagnated. It should, get some changes, alteration. We call it one capriciousness of the society. That's very important. I think some of you know these words, I suppose. If not, please jot it down. These words: capriciousness, CAPRI, capriciousness of the society. Now, social progress is concerned. This capriciousness or the changeability. These particular things are very important. We really expect social progress through this particular capriciousness quality. Now, we already discussed the third one, maintenance of a multicultural societies. Multicultural societies. Still, in my life, if I just look at once I flashback, I can still remember. There are nice Tamil guys in my life from Kandy. Once I just taught in Kandy, in COE. Some of my classmates are Muslims. Still, we are remaining this friendship forever. Couple of classmates from the school time. This is a multicultural societies. Even religions also as well. Multi-religious, multicultural society. First of all, we have to accept it personally, and we have to deal with it. If not, we always become a society with stagnated. So that's what maintenance of multicultural societies. But we should be able to respect all the other races and the religions while we are uplifting and obeying, respecting my own religion and my own race or the nationality. Social justice. This is the very thing it is, disappearing nowadays. Social justice. But I think more or less the same. Everything is, lacking like in the society because of the competitive world. We are in a rat race. Is that so? So we all are in a rat race. So as a result of this rat race, or the things like, concepts like social justice spontaneously vanishes. So I think this social justice should be inculcated in our life as well as our students' lives. We should motivate the little ones to be justice. You may ask a lot of questions from me, and you may ask a lot of questions from yourselves. Is it practical? What I say is, yes, practical. Any society, if we do whatever the things according to our conscience, that is the starting point of the social justice. That's my view, You do whatever according to your conscience. Economical efficiency as a society. National integration, we discussed already now. Education for all. No, those days that I don't know, still that some prevailing in certain schools and certain societies. This is sexism. Anybody knows the word sexism? Can you please explain the word sexism, please, to share with me? I wish to listen to your voices also as well. Sexism mean what? It is related with the education for all. How do you look at that idea? Sexism.
Stereotyping.
Yeah, please.
Stereotyping on that basis.
Yeah, did you share something, my dear?
Stereotyping or discrimination against women.
Yeah. Miss Salma, what? Once again? What do you mean by
Stereotyping
sexism?
discrimination.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, sir?
I don't hear you. Anybody knows the idea of sexism? Yeah, you better just look at the dictionary. Go to that one. So education for all. Although we say it is education for all, the sexism is available there. Your sexism in the sense you penalize certain sex, like male or female, gender problem. We corner, we penalize gender. So male always thinks like male are better than the female. Perhaps in certain societies, female always thinks that they are better than the males. But as a holistic view, I suppose everywhere the people, males especially, think, they are better than the female, although practically it's the other way, right? And now, once you just go to among the schools, the little ones, this particular concept is there, although it is slogan, the motto is there, education for all. Ladies are neglected, especially in certain, rural areas like fisheries villages, maybe like in agricultural-based societies, very rural areas, and sometimes through the shanty dwellers, we get these ideas. Although it is education for all, ladies or the girls, little girls are always rejected. What can you do although you are educated? That is the slogan, that is the motto, that is the argument. The parents, the adults, the neighbors have. Are you going? I'm so sorry. Maybe a problem with the connection. Can you see the screen now? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now can see and can hear your voice.
Okay. Thank you very much. Maybe disconnected automatically. Right. Now this education for all, that's what we were discussing. This gender bias or the gender problem, or what you call it, sexism, is a big problem. Personally, I know in certain areas, especially rural areas, I have worked with I worked those days in 1990s in a very rural area away from Putlam, Ismailpuram. So there, of course, I just met certain people who really have the tendency to reject education for the girls. Maybe they might have just developed now, but I'm talking. But as a holistic view, I think you also have experience regarding this. So it is more or less the same, the next idea also, equality concept. equality, education for all and equality concept. So equality concept is the male and female especially. So although we are just talking and equality we are talking, once you just come to the practical situation, we observe such bias, we observe such negligence, or we observe some penalizing. You penalize, you have the penalizing tendency towards. So the defect is the problem with this, education concept. The defect is that is the foible, that is the mistake or the weakness. People are thinking very narrow wise, they are just thinking. Okay. So in a nutshell, what we just learned is now education is not limited to mere memorization or a passing exams. The main reason for educating ourselves is, why do you just go to grade 5 scholarship? Yeah, that ultimate target is to go to grade 6 for a big school. Why do you go to big school? 6 to 11 to pass O level with 9 years. Why? Because I should be eligible to A level. Why do you just go to A level? And so on, you think about that. You just go to the university, then BA. Why do you do BA? Then you can just PGD. Why do PGD? It might be eligible for the masters. Why do masters for the MPhil, PhD and all? It's a day routine, like, it's a flowing. But I think what academically, what I myself also, I'm just doing this also. What I'm just telling is, frankly telling you all are also doing the same thing here now. It's not wrong. But that is not enough. So we should tell the little ones, we should impart our knowledge while academically go to the higher. To climb up the social ladder, this academic work is very important. No argument. But that is not enough. That is what the first idea is here. Education is not limited to mere memorization and passing exams. Once you just pass the exams and memorization, then the problem is, all of a sudden, when you just come across a problem or a dispute, you will be in a blank. You don't know how to practically face that situation. You don't know how to encounter that situation because you are a parrot reader, you are a bookish learner. We call that one a bookish learner. Bookish learners are available in the society very much, but you should be very practical. Unless you are not practical, then problems crop up. Look at the second one. Utilizing knowledge acquired and secure meaningful experiences. Those things should be very meaningful. Meaningful experiences. The third one is very important, is 21st century change agent. Change agent. I told you this word also. Can you remember now? Transformation. Now, through change agent, what we just do is, we should be more towards the transformation technique. Those days, I don't know whether I did discuss all those things with you people. Future maybe like these words are coming again and again. There are 3 concepts. Very olden days, like Disapamuk, we are always talking in Sri Lankan context. That is what we call it jug-mug method. Jug-mug method. Jug. There is a whole jug is there and you are put into the mug. Jug-mug method, or you call it transmission method. Transmission. Maybe it is very important for you. Better write down. Another lecture you might come across these things. Then later you get that interactions. Transaction. Transmission. Transaction. I think I myself learned in this transaction method. Maybe your grandparents or maybe like about 75 years back, 100 years back, like That was like Jagmat method. Your parents might have had transaction, but you should get rid of all those two components since that we are in the 21st century. Then what? That's what I'm telling you, transformation. Change agent. So you are the, pillars of this edifice. You are the pillars of this edifice, the building. So you should just be the change agent. Change agent. We should be change agents. Got the idea? So that is transmit. Now, then what is the role of the teacher then in the 21st century? I gave you this word also as well. That is the facilitator. Facilitate. Teacher should be just a facilitator only. Not really like a transaction or transmission, since it is 21st century transformation. I think it's clear, right? No, all of a sudden these words are coming to my mind. That's why I'm discussing with you people. Relevant somehow, right? Relevant. Developing positive attitudes from primary, secondary cases. Yeah, developing positive attitudes. Primary, secondary stages, we should more concentrating on positive attitudes. This is what we call it. The other way is the pessimism. We should be optimistic. That is the word. But most of the people in the society sometimes that we come across full of pessimism. They are pessimist. Pessimist mean, these words, very simple words. They are always looking the negative side or the negative aspect of that particular thing. We call it pessimism. So we should get rid of the pessimism and go for the optimism or the optimistic. So that is what the fourth is concerned, developing positive attitudes from primary and the secondary stages. So look at the next one. Awakening curiosity, training to act independently. So awakening curiosity. That is very, peculiar type of thing. Awakening curiosity. Curiosity is very important, If you are a good teacher, you should be able to make the little one always curious. When the audience is curious, they have spontaneously to learn, the thirst to learn. So the main reason for that is the curiosity. Motivating students to reach higher academic levels. Once you look at the society, everybody is talking what? Education is pointless. It is useless. Why should you go for the A-level and all? Go to one, simple foundation and just go to America, Australia, Canada and all. There may be good points in this. But indirectly, what we are doing is making a backward society. We always motivate the little ones to go for the higher studies. In the Sri Lankan context itself, at least for the basic level. What I'm talking is O-level, A-level at least. Degree level and all depends. But now the more tendency people become dropouts from the O-level. This is a pathetic situation in my point of view. I don't know. This is my personal view. Even grade 19, more dropouts from the education system. But they think the money is the most important thing in the world. To a certain extent, it is right. But you could do you can't do everything with the money and all. Because now this point is very important. motivating students to reach higher academic levels. Now you are doing academic level. Maybe this is a private campus, right? But what you are doing is the right one. You do your O level, A level, and all in a formal way. And for the higher studies, you just go for the degree and masters and all. What you say is correct. But at least we should motivate the little ones to go in the right track up to A level academic work, motivating students to reach higher academic levels. We should not concentrate on the concept. O level and A level is nothing in the society. You should not concentrate that concept. That is my personal view, right? Regarding this lecture. So, and teachers should influence, employment opportunities, youngsters positively. Now, we are, avenues are there. We should motivate those people how to do it. Yeah. Now look at the next one. Moral values. So this is 2003 NEC, NEC, National Education Commission. It is abbreviated form, you call it NEC, NEC capital, 2003. In 2003, they put forward this concept from the government, or the Education Commission, not the government, National Education Commission. They concentrated on 8 national objectives and 7 competencies. 8 national objectives and 7 competencies. Can you please jot it down, this idea? If you just go to the internet, you have this, all the things are available there. In a world which is subjected to constant change, teachers should upgrade methods, techniques, and of teaching. So people are, upgrading their knowledge. That's good. So what you do is that now. I myself did it. And I'm going to do it again and again. I mean, it's lifelong education, is that so? But we are not concentrating on this very important thing, that is methods and techniques. Method, techniques, strategies and all. More concentrate, then only our teaching will be successful. Now we always, scold in this tuition. Yeah, tuition. They are the people who are destroying this education system. That is the idea the people have. As an audience, normal people have. But what they are prejudice, it's a prejudice only. You know the word prejudice, I suppose that you all know. Prejudice in the sense like that's a misconception that is established in a society. I'm not advocating tuition here. But what I want to emphasize is this. They have their own techniques and methods. They have their own techniques and methods, I suppose. That's what the audience is attracted. Now here, now this word is very important. National Education Commission and the teachers should concentrate on techniques and the methods and the strategies. Techniques, method, and strategies. That's what they have developed. I just get the example as the tuition people. Not only tuition, anywhere. Even the religious, religious, what do you call that? Institutes like temples, mosques, kovil, and churches. We have more tendency to go to certain bana or certain sermons to certain priests or reverencers or the monk. Why? Because imparting the knowledge, imparting the stuff, they are very clever. They are very clever in their methods, techniques, and strategies. That is the secret behind that. They know how to deal with the audience. So they are very successful. Spontaneously, we have more tendency to go to that bana or the bana preaching or the sermon or whatever it is you call it. The secret behind this is the techniques and the methods. What I personally believe is, if you are a talented teacher, you should find out your own techniques, methods, and the strategies. That's the thing. Since it is andragogy, and since it is online, I can't use my techniques here. And this is andragogical, not the pedagogy. So now when you say pedagogy in the sense the little ones, you can't, doing such lectures with the little ones. So andragogy learning, this is of course okay, since that you are also adults. Even if I am not attracted, you just switch on that one and you go somewhere and come after one couple of hours. That is the thing. You switch on just for the sake of switching on to show the campus that you are on, you are alert. That is andragogy. But you can't do such things with the little ones. They will definitely go and say, our teacher is very boring. I feel like not going to school because I'm bored up. I'm sick of such a teacher. Why? If you are poor with your strategies, methods, and the techniques. That's what I'm telling you. This is a thing that. Thank you, Safik, Safik sir. Yeah, I think that's the thing. What I really feel is that everybody should be like, methods, techniques, and all the things, strategies. These words are very important for your life as well, for the academic work. More of the same. What you have to do is go to the internet and see the differences between methods, techniques, and the strategies. Teaching. Then you will come out ample of stuff. What I really do in my life is such. When there is a small technical word and all, I don't know. I at the same moment, very moment, I just go. Not even I'm Sinhalese. So even when I come across a single difficult word, I just have I am in the use of asking from somebody until it is solved. Until Fatima, Miss, you don't hear me. Maybe what about the others? Miss Fatima can't hear me, it seems. Is there any other one who can't hear me? No. Then Miss Fatima, see whether you are, maybe phone or the laptop may be a problem, data problem or whatever it is. Even I also have, that's what maybe. Any other? Yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Hamis. Miss. Maybe then Fatima, Miss, see whether your problem. Yeah, maybe signal problem. Right. So now what I really want to say is, if we are clever, if we are good, we should be able to concentrate our imparting knowledge regarding the pedagogy in your classrooms in an attractive manner. You know, but this is my personal view to share with me. Let me just share with my ideas regarding these methods, techniques, and strategies once again. Maybe Lord Buddha, maybe Jesus Christ, maybe Muhammad. They are very, they know, they knew, they might have known. They know, I think, methods, techniques, and strategies to impart their stuff. Forget about our religious background. Think about the persons. So what? This is my personal idea. Maybe they know how to conceptualize their concepts. These religious leaders conceptualize well because they are well equipped with these three things: methods, techniques, strategies. That is what we say. They are the teachers, the teachers of teachers, the greatest teachers in our lives, the greatest teachers. We respect, we honor, we worship. Why? Forget about our religious background. Think about the personality. This is my personal idea. Because they are very, no, that's what I'm telling you. This word is very important. Methods, techniques. Although you're a very knowledgeable person, if you're unable to impart your knowledge to the audience in a better way, the lesson will be missing. You are in a lost. You are at a lost. So that's what I'm telling you. Here, of course, now this is andragogical learning. Adults. Audience can behave in any way. I don't see you. You may see me, but I don't see you anybody. But you can't do such a thing once you just go to the school society. Very practical, it's pragmatism. So you impart your knowledge and they are listening, and reaction, responses, everything is going according to your. So they decide whether you are a successful teacher. Although you have ample of PhD and PGD and masters and MPhil and all do, unless you lack this, if you have this, only that you can be perfect. Otherwise, you will be at a loss. So academic knowledge won't do anything. I think it's clear. So this is the national education objectives. I also got all those things today, right, from the internet. All those things are available in the internet. You better jot it down, or you can later browse the internet, but have a rough discussion here, right? So what are these objectives? There are 8 objectives, at least that you should know. 8 national objectives in Sri Lanka education system are there. 8 national objectives. What are those things? I think these things are available in your textbook also as well. At the back of the textbook or the front, I don't remember. National building and establishment of Sri Lankan identity. You should be isolatedly recognized as Sri Lankan identity, The Sri Lankans are peculiar type of people. Whether you are a Muslim or a Tamil or Sinhalese or Burgher, we are peculiar. Why? Sri Lankans. Not that we are just, hyperbolically talking. Not that I'm just exaggerating myself. But this is true. Find out the facts and figures from the other America and Canada and wherever you go. Where Sri Lankans are concerned, they are like, peculiar type of people. For the nasty things also, well, maybe like very pathetic situation we came to understand about 2-3 weeks back, 1-2 weeks back from Canada. What you think is correct. There are some defects also. But I'm talking about the, because why? Sri Lankan identity. When you look at this now, there are some, minor, things like, but comparatively more, better things are available than the negative things. There may be negative 2-3, but lot of positive things are available in the all over the world regarding Sri Lanka. What? I'm not talking about as a country. I'm talking about the individuals. Sri Lankan identity, the people with Sri Lankan identity. The big shots in NASA, big shots in UNESCO, or wherever the big WHO, everywhere, Sri Lankans. Human rights. Human rights. Yes. So like that, because now the Sri Lankan identity is very important and national cohesion. So we are always inculcating all those things. National cohesion in the sense like the connection. National integrity, national unity, harmony and peace, and recognize cultural diversity in Sri Lankan's plural society, because we are in a plural society. Within a concept of respect for the human dignity. So this is what we are lacking. We are lacking. That does not mean we have already lacked. No. There are good people. There are many good people still in Sri Lanka. There are very good students of you in your classrooms. There are people with humanity. Their parents are with humanity. That's a human dignity. So we should always highlight the people with human dignity. This human dignity is very much important. Everybody likes to be admired, to be appreciated. Even the little ones. Not only the little ones, even a very old fellow. We like our human dignity. To respect for human dignity. If somebody is just appreciating me, if I'm appreciating you, we all like it. That is the automatically, spontaneously our quality. Yes, recognizing and conserving the best elements of the nation's heritage while responding to the challenges of changing world. That is the idea, global situation, globalization. Globalization is concerned, that is the idea. You might have heard, I don't remember the exact word, Nehru, from one of the ministers in India. We can understand that. What he said is, let the west wind to come through your doors and the windows. Yes. Now what Nehru said is, let the wind, west wind, from the west, let through your windows and doors to come, the ventilation. And the ventilation should be your westernized ventilation in your houses, no problem. The idea, concept I'm talking, not the exact words. But don't let your goods and, sort of a commodities, don't let your goods to blow away through that particular wind. What a fine idea. Globalization. We are exposed to the globalized, but that does not mean we are betraying, we are treacherous of our identity. We are not supposed to be treacherous. We are not to be betrayals regarding our identity while we are accepting, welcoming all the westernized things or any country's ideas with utmost respect. Because we are in a plural society. And that is the idea here. The changing world is there. We also go according to the trend. But we should not betraying our own identity. Okay? So as a country, as a society, so we can't change the country. We can't do a lot of things as individuals. But what we can do is we can change our classroom. Right? I think that should be done. Creating and supporting an environment imbued with the norms of social justice and a democratic way of life that promotes respect of human rights, aware of duties, obligations, and deep and abiding concern for others. Abiding concern for one another. Cooperation. Next one, promoting the mental and physical well-being of individuals and sustainable lifestyle based on respect for human rights. This sustainability is very important. What is sustainability? Sustainable lifestyle should be there. Now, simply what sustainable development is concerned, we should not destroy each and everything and get rid of all the resources. No. While we are using the commodities or the resources from the society on earth, we should hand over some to the next generation as well. Simply idea. But you better just go for the Wikipedia or wherever you like for the sustainable development. This sustainable lifestyle is very important. It's a very important topic, I think. And respect for human values. Developing creativity, initiative, critical thinking, responsibility, accountability, and other positive elements of a well-integrated and balanced personality. Human resources, development by educating for productive work that enhances the quality of life of the individual and the nation and contributes to the economic development of Sri Lanka. So look at the next two. If you have something, jot it down. No need of reading from one to word to word. You can browse from the internet also this stuff. For last time, look at that. Fostering attitudes and skills. Contribute to securing an honorable place in the international community based on justice, equality, and mutual respect. Now look at the competencies. There are 7 competencies. I think for your knowledge, this is very important. Competencies in communication. Communicate. IT, numeracy, literacy, and all those things. Some subsets are there. If you want, you can have a screenshot. What do you mean by literacy? Under these competencies. Numeracy, graphics, IT proficiency. Get a screenshot rather than reading. Personal development. Personal development, problem solving skill. That is a competency. Critical and analytical thinking, teamwork. All those competencies can't be concentrated in the same lesson plan or the same lesson. But certain competencies might come in certain lessons that you can inculcate more competencies. Some have myth-like. All the competencies should be concentrated in one lesson. So the whole domains should be concentrated on one lesson. They are myths, I suppose. There are places where you concentrate on the affective domain rather than the other two. Why not? So like that, this competency may be like that the second competency is more towards this lesson. Even this also, 7 competencies Sri Lankan education system. You can get idea from the internet. Third one, related to environment. There are 2 components, the social environment and biological environment. Under the umbrella term social environment that you have, you see, national heritage, sensitivity and skills in a plural society, big society and all. This is biological environment. The ecosystem, the trees, forest and biology. That is also competency. These are basic things. I'm just trying to concentrate on this because you're adults. Have a rough idea about those and go to the internet and, as I just told you, self-directed learning should be there. Self-directed learning. Right. So this biological environment is concerned, all those things are there. At least these basic topics are important, right? In detail, I have given you competencies related to preparing for the world of work. World of work. World of work is there. Employment related skills to maximize their potential and to enhance their capacity. So this competency should be advocated from the little age itself. So why we are talking about the pedagogical aspect, the children's teaching learning process, not the adult work. So that's what, this pre-vocational subject and all were introduced. But it was for the sake of subject, I suppose. Most of the people, teachers as well as the syllabus, as the principal, for the sake of teaching this, they teach. But there are certain schools, of course, out of the syllabus they teach world of work. Depends, no? Is that so? Depends on the teachers, depends on the principal, depends on the principals of the college or the school. So, somehow related to preparation for world of work. To discover their vocational interests and aptitudes. So that's what this amendments, reforms. They are not trying to, from grade 9 onwards, they are just going to categorize people. There are rumors because they have to find out the vocational interest and all. Fifth one, religion and ethics. For the sake of teaching religions, people are teaching. The religion is a very important fact or the subject everybody should concentrate. I don't know about your areas and all, but I'm talking about my area. Even Sunday school also has been a sort of a school, another monotonous school system, school period. Sunday school. It's a very, very monotonous thing where, in which students reject Sunday school, most of the Sunday schools in this area. But that does not mean not everybody and all the Sunday school. Some have, interest and some students also have interest. But as a general idea, I'm talking. The problem is competencies relating to religion and ethics lacking. So for the passing the exam, getting the knowledge, only Sunday schools are available. Not only Sunday school, even the religion period in the school system. To covering the syllabus only. Covering the syllabus, facing the exams, sitting formal and informal exams, formative and summative exams, that's good. I agree with that. We also agree with that. But I think unlike Sinhala, unlike Tamil, unlike other subjects like history or English or whatever the science, maths, the religion teacher and the religion subject and the religion period has more responsibility than the others regarding molding the people. That's my personal view. So that is what these competencies related to religion and ethics are very important. Sixth one, competencies in play of use of leisure. People are lacking this idea now. Most of the people don't have this value, literature value. They don't know how to enjoy a song. They don't know how to look at art and enjoy. New generation, I'm not talking about yourself and I myself. We have comparatively good ideas. But the younger generation, most of the people don't have. But among them also, there are certain people who really, play guitars and who can write lyrics and who can sing well. I think it should be inculcated. It should be motivated. Yes. What is the other one? Learning to learn. This is also a very important thing. I told you now, transformation. I gave you this word. Independent work, self-directed learning, you call it. That should be learning to learn. Self-directed learning. Learning to learn is very important there. I think this lecture is based on all very simple idea. I think that's enough for today, right? Yes, that's enough. So we'll meet you day after tomorrow, perhaps. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Good night. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Good night, sir. Thank you very much.
Good
night.
night, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, good night.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good night.
Thank you very much, sir.